Happy Tuesday, and this is episode 17 of Stitched Up Weekly. So I hope you're all well. It's a beautiful morning this morning. Weather settling down again for us, although yesterday, oh my word, I was so cold. It was 10 degrees and you know, we're in May. Why is it 10 degrees in May? But anyway, here we are. I'm on my way to my locum job, as I was yesterday, and I'm there again today. Didn't film anything at all yesterday. I start my new permanent job tomorrow. 9 o'clock I start actually, although I will be working from 8 ordinarily, but tomorrow will be my first day. It's just 9. So I'm looking forward to that, looking forward to joining a new team, but a bit apprehensive as well. I think you always are, aren't you, when you start a new job? But I'm sure it'll be fine. What else? Didn't do anything last night. I just had a night off, to be honest, although we did go for a walk when I got in. Needed to get a bit of exercise. So today I'm at work again till about 5:30, and I am planning this evening to get the remainder of the scrubs finished that I started last week. I think I got the tops done last week, and I did make a start on the trousers on Sunday, but I also had both last week's vlog and my April Makes vlogs to edit, which took me quite a few hours to do. So yeah, I didn't get a lot of time, and I have actually made some shorts from the, you know, the palazzo pants pattern that I adjusted. I've made some shorts as well. Now I've got that pattern sort of spot on how I want it. I had a go late Sunday night, just dug some gorgeous retro linen out of my stash. You'll see it later, I'll show you later, and made myself a pair of shorts. They just need hemming basically. I didn't get a chance to do that Sunday night because it was quite late when I finished, so they just need hemming, but they're beautiful. Really happy with those. And yeah, there's been a few people having sales again over May, beginning of May, because it's Me Made May, isn't it? I'm not taking part in Me Made May, and the reason for that is because there's a lot of sewing challenges that are always popping up, and I know Me Made May is one of the sort of oldest and fervently followed, I guess, but I just find that I start these things and then just don't keep up with it. And to be honest, I don't need any encouragement to wear Me Made clothes anymore, because they form the bulk of my wardrobe now. So you know, I tend to wear Me Made every day now, generally, or at least something of what I'm wearing will be Me Made every day. So I don't find it's you know, it's a sort of prompt for me, really. I guess what I could do is look at things that don't get worn very much in my wardrobe that I have made before, and look at the reasons why. So generally it's weather dependent, because I'm always cold, and so it's not that I don't reach for things because I don't like them, or they're not made very well, or they don't fit very well, or anything like that. It's generally because it just depends on the weather, and if it's nice weather, then I will wear something that's more summery. But if it's cool, then I tend to want to be more, you know, in cozy things and things that you can easily grab. I do tend to go for separates more than dresses, even though I love making dresses and I love wearing dresses. But you know, it depends what I'm doing. If I'm working, obviously I've got to bear in mind how I dress for work, dependent on what I'm doing. And yeah, so I'm not taking part in Me Made May. What else was I going to tell you? What I am going to be doing though is I am going to be taking part in Sian and Dani's challenge, their Show Us Your Stash challenge, which is open to anybody, not just people who have a YouTube channel, but you know, if you've got an Instagram account or a Facebook account, you can take part in this. So I'll leave the details to it down below, but obviously Sian, as most of you will know, is Kittenish Behaviour, but Dani is Pocket or Two. So if you don't know her, go and check her out. I'll leave her down below. And they've come up with this hashtag Show Us Your Stash 2020, which obviously reverberates with me because I have a large stash, as you all know. And it's not about showing every single piece of fabric in each other's stash, because that would be quite time consuming for some of us, and I'm sure many of you would love that, but it's just not feasible, is it? So basically what Dani and Shan have come up with is a set of questions for us to think about, you know, which is your favourite fabric, which was your most expensive, that kind of thing, and think about the fabrics in your stash and pick fabrics out that we will share with you. So I need to have a little think about it, because obviously I have a lot of choice and a lot of things to choose from. So I will have a little think about which fabrics fit those criteria of questions, and film a vlog to share with you at some point. The other couple of things I just wanted to mention as well. Thank you for all your comments on my vlog that went up yesterday. No, it didn't go up yesterday, it went up Sunday, didn't it? Sunday afternoon, last week's vlog. And a couple of people mentioned about if I would share or do a little tutorial on how to do piping, and also some pattern adjustments as well. I think probably that's come from the full butt adjustment that I did on the palazzo pants. Now, when I was editing that vlog, it did look a little bit disjointed, because I did twirl those pants first, and I thought I'd filmed it, and then when I was going through all the footage, I can't have pressed record, so obviously that bit was missed out. But I did actually film doing the butt adjustment, and I missed a crucial step out, because again I didn't press record, so it didn't flow, so I couldn't include that footage. I also did film doing the piping as well, but again, what I felt was that footage is there, but what I actually thought was, rather than including those kind of techniques in my weekly vlogs, because I know that there are some people that follow my channel that don't watch these weekly vlogs, and that's absolutely fine, because they're not for everybody. Some people just come for the sewing and nothing else, and that's absolutely fine. So I think that rather than embedding techniques such as how to do piping and how to do a full butt adjustment within my weekly vlogs, I'm going to make them separate vlogs, so that people that come just for the sewing, if they want to see those techniques, can just go straight to it, rather than having to go through an hour's worth of a vlog trying to find a specific point. So I just think that makes more sense. So, and also on top of that, doing especially the full butt adjustment was a first for me. I've never done that before. I followed a tutorial. I didn't know if it was going to work, because the key thing with a full butt adjustment, unlike a bust adjustment, is that you can't go by a body measurement when you're doing a full butt adjustment. Everything that I read when I was researching how to do it and trying to find a tutorial that made sense to me was that if you are, say, a size 10 on the top and a 12 or above on your bottom, then you probably will need to do a full butt adjustment to get things to fit right, if you have a curvy bottom like I do. But there isn't a measurement that you can do. So it says basically it's trial and error as to how much of an adjustment you need to make, because there isn't a way of measuring how curvy your bottom is apart from measuring your hip and full hip, upper hip and waist size. So bearing that in mind, which is why I trialled it first, that's why I started off with an inch, because I thought it's a nice easy figure number to start with, and I'll do an inch adjustment and see what effect that has. And I found that the inch worked fine on the palazzo pants. I would suspect on much more fitted trousers that I may need more than an inch adjustment, but I wanted to try it first just to see how it fit, right? And then sort of think, if that works, then I can film a tutorial, because I didn't want to just do it and then it not work and then put that out there and you think she doesn't know what she's doing. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. A lot of this is trial and error, but that's sewing for you, isn't it? So anyway, that's a lot of waffle to more or less explain that yes, I will do a separate vlog on how to do a full butt adjustment, so that if you are interested in doing one yourself, if you're a visual learner rather than, you know, just reading a tutorial, want to actually see how it works, then I will do that for you. That's not an issue. And the piping, as I say, I have done piping before. It's a while since, but I have done it before, but only on cushions, not on clothing. And I did film those steps, but wanted to put that up as a separate little vlog. It'll obviously only be a very quick one because it doesn't need to be long, does it, if it's just a little technique. So, but I will put that together and I will get that uploaded as well. So please bear with me with the in the folds wide leg pants tutorial as well. I do still need to edit that, but editing those videos does take a while to put all the bits and pieces together when you're doing sew-alongs. They are really quite time intensive to edit, and at the minute obviously I'm back at work this week and I'm working full time, so trying to get the time on top of everything else to get all that together, it might be a couple of weeks before I get that done. So please bear with me. It will be coming out before the end of the summer, I promise, and you will be able to access that. Right, I am going to sign off for now, and I will see you and speak to you later. Good morning and happy Wednesday. So I managed to get the scrubs all finished last night, so that's great. So they're going to be picked up tomorrow, I think, and I didn't get a chance to hem the shorts because it was about 10 o'clock when I actually finished last night, so I'd had enough by then. I have been up mega early this morning, been for a run already, showered, ready for work, so start my new job today. But it's really nice. I'm sort of like half an hour away from starting, but I don't have to set off for another 15 minutes because it's just up the road, so that's really cool. So today, well, the whole week is induction week, so no idea what I'm going to be doing, but I'm working across 2 sites, so I'm really looking forward to it. So the sun is shining, it's a beautiful morning, and it's going to be a good day, so I'll see you later. Right, so I'm back from work and I've had a really good day. It's been a lovely day, totally chilled, lovely practice, lovely staff, and yeah, first days are always okay, aren't they, because you get lots of support and nothing really is much is expected of you. So it's been a really good day. So got my celebratory glass of Prosecco for getting through my first day. The weather is beautiful. I've been sat in a room all day with no windows, so I've not seen what's been going on outside, but yeah, it's gorgeous weather, nice and warm now, which it certainly hasn't been the last few days. So yeah, just about to have tea. I think I'm going to get the shorts hemmed tonight, and I've had a fabric delivery today, so I'll have to show you that shortly. Yeah, sewing bee tonight as well, so looking forward to sitting down and watching that later tonight. What else is there to tell you? Not a lot really. So gonna have tea. We're just having jacket potatoes tonight, which is probably not what you want on a day like today, but that's what we're having. And yeah, I will catch up with you when I finish the shorts. This is the fabric delivery today. So this is a Lady McElroy fabric. I can't remember the name of it, but I will look it up and put it down below. I have bought this from eBay. It's a cotton lawn base and it's absolutely gorgeous, and get this, it was £5 a metre. So I've got 5 metres of this. I don't think they have a lot left now. Well, they certainly won't now I've got 5 metres, but I will leave the link down below if you're interested to go and have a look, because yeah, this is just beautiful. So this needs to go in the wash, and not sure yet what it's going to be. I think an Eve, because I think this just would be amazing as an Eve, but as I say, I do have 5 metres of it, so we shall see. Right, so I'm just having to film this to just show you what we have to put up with. That's Pluto, our cat, and this is what we call Fat Cat, who I don't know where he's from, but he constantly comes next door, and we're just sat outside in the garden having our tea, and it's like, you know, it's like having 2 dogs that are sat at your feet desperate for the food. It's ridiculous. Look at it. So this one is definitely not our cat. That's our cat. You know, seriously, you two, you're like a pair of children. Good morning and happy VE day. So today is Friday and I'm not at work, which is amazing. Originally we were supposed to be working today, but we got the nod last week that we could have the day off, which was really cool. So yes, VE Day today, and we are all celebrating 75 years of peace in the world, which is just amazing, and the sacrifices that were given for our freedom. So yeah, there's lots of people having, when I say street parties, there's no street parties going on. I think that was originally the case, but unfortunately, due to the lockdown, that can't happen. So, but there's still lots of people decorating the gardens and sitting out and talking to neighbours and things, which is really nice. So anyway, I have just filmed my April Makes Part 2. I haven't had a chance to do it all week because I needed to get those scrubs finished the other night. And I didn't film anything yesterday at all. I wasn't in the best of moods last night when I got home from work because my dad's not very well again, and yeah, that was frustrating. But anyway, I did get some really good news earlier this week. Somebody was asking how we were getting on with the kitchen. Well, as you can see, not very well. We are at a standstill, to be honest, still, because obviously we've been waiting for the worktops, but things are starting to move again. We had, obviously, when we had the lights fitted, as you can see, all those blotchy marks up on the ceiling, which I can't show you. There we go. That's Martin's effort, bless him, at filling in the holes in the ceiling from when we had all the lights put up there. And we were hoping we could get away without it being replastered, but we can't. So we've got a guy coming later this week, I think, to replaster the ceiling, so that will be nice and smooth. And then I had a phone call the other day while I was at work from the worktop people. They are now getting back to work. Obviously they've been shut down for the last 7 weeks, but they rang me the other day and said, we can come out and template for your worktops. So that's made me very excited. So they are coming on Friday, next Friday, to do the template for the worktops, because the worktops were getting a bespoke. So they won't be fitted next Friday. They have to obviously do the template and then go away, make them, come back and fit them. So, but at least it's a start. It's getting the wheels in motion, isn't it? So, so that's exciting. So things hopefully will start getting on the move again, and once the worktops are in, I don't know how soon it will be after they've been to template them that they will be ready to fit, but once they are fitted, Martin can then get on with fitting the rest of the kitchen, and things should start picking up pace again then, so that's really good. So I'm wearing my Eve dress at the minute. I am not going to be keeping this on though, it's beautiful outside. I'm going to put on the new shorts that I made the other day that I showed you. I did get those hemmed last night and I love them, they're so lovely. So I am going to get changed, but I want to film the twirls while the weather's nice of all my makes for April on my dresses and jumpsuits. So I'm going to get that done now, and then this afternoon I am going to be doing some sewing. We're having a barbecue today, just the three of us in the garden, but I am going to make this dress that I showed you at the weekend, this one. You know, I mentioned that I wanted to look for some fabric to make the exact picture on the pattern envelope. Well, I found some on eBay, and it was really cheap actually. It was £2.70 something per metre. So I got this coral viscose. I've got 3 meters of that. They only came last night actually, so I threw them in the wash and got them washed and dried and ironed last night before I went to bed. And then this is the other one. So this is a peachy colour. So together those two colours will more or less make that. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just put a picture up of the pattern. So pattern's going there. That's the fabric. It's going to look good, isn't it? So I altered the pattern last night because I think I remember telling you that I had lengthened the pattern, and in the first version that I made of that dress it was too long. So I've altered the pattern back last night and taken out the extra that I put in. So hopefully this time it won't be skimming across the floor. I'm also wanting to make this pattern. Now this is an Ellie and Mac pattern. I'm not a huge fan of Ellie and Mac patterns because I don't know, I think it's just, I don't know why I'm not, to be honest, but I think some of them just aren't very flattering. People make what they want to make, don't they? But some of them are great, but some of them, I think some of the pictures that they have don't draw me in, I guess. But this one, there was the picture of the actual pattern that they've got as their main picture. I don't think is very flattering at all, but I'll show you it anyway. It's the Forever Flounce top here. They've made it in a viscose jersey, and it doesn't do the flounces justice at all because it just looks a bit of a damp squib, sorry, but it does. But there are some better pictures of the pattern in different fabrics on the website, where the flounces stand up a little bit more, and it looks a really nice pattern. It's for a jersey, obviously. I'm going to make a white version to wear with my pants, to wear with my shorts that I made. So I'm hoping to get that done first before the dress, then I can wear that with the shorts this afternoon. So yeah, if I can get that done in an hour, because I know flounces can be quite time consuming, but I'm going to leave the raw edges, I think, because it's jersey and it shouldn't fray. So as long as I get that cut really neatly with my rotary cutter, I think that should be okay. So that's the plan for that one. That pattern is in the Wacky Wednesday sale this week for $1, so they're really cheap. But I do find that they take up an awful lot of paper. I think what it is with Ellie and Mac is they have, I mean, you know, each pattern is something like 95 sheets, and that's not all the pattern. It includes the instructions, but the instructions are very detailed, which is good, but it does take up a lot of paper. And then they have loads of tester pictures as well, and loads of information about sizing and cutting out and all that kind of stuff, which is great. But you know, you have to, what I've done with this pattern is I've sifted through all that and got rid of all the stuff that I don't need and just printed out the bits that I do need. The other options for that pattern is you can have a one flounce option rather than double flounce, symmetrical flounces, and I've seen a few of the tester pictures of that and think it looks really odd just with one flounce. I don't know, but anyway, it's not my kind of thing at all. So right, I am going to go film the twirls. I'm going to get the vlog edited tonight, I think, and get that up tonight, because I'm conscious that the part one was out at the beginning of this week and I just haven't had a chance to get the other one filmed. Then I'm going to have some bit of sewing time and some fun in the garden with a barbecue this afternoon. So sewing is sacked off for the afternoon. We're having a barbecue, aren't we, darling?
Aye.
Martin's cooking, as you can see.
As always.
Men are always in charge of the barbecue, aren't they? So we've got some lovely little bits and pieces. Isaac's just brought some more bits out, and we're just going to have a chilled out, relaxing afternoon in the garden, aren't we, Isaac?
Yeah.
Good morning, happy Saturday. I haven't been for a run this morning. I had originally planned quite a long run this morning, but I had a bit of a lie-in and the weather is just it's so warm outside. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fair weather runner. I like running in sort of really quite grotty conditions. I find it much easier. So yeah, when I got up and the weather was really warm and I just thought there's no way I can do 8 miles in this kind of heat. So I have decided not to run this morning. We've been for a walk, as you've probably just seen. I did take a little bit of footage of the little rabbits bobbing about over in Cowick Hall, which was really lovely. So it was nice to go for a walk and take some exercise at a bit more leisurely pace than normal in a morning. So today I am wearing my Pinnacle top by Papercut patterns that I made last year from this lightweight cotton lawn that has it's like a little Dobby print. I did put a picture of it on Instagram, but I don't think I ever vlogged it, to be honest. My eyes are stinging like mad at the minute. I don't normally suffer from hay fever, but I think that's what I've got at the minute because every day my eyes are streaming and they're starting again now, and I think it's because obviously we've just been for the walk. Hair is a disaster today. I've just scraped it back, but what we are doing today is making the Vogue dress that I showed you the other night, the V9104. I'll put a picture of it up here. So I've cut out some of the pattern just there. That bit there is the bottom bit, which I've cut out, and then I've got the coral laid out ready to get cutting. So happy Sunday. So it is Sunday, you are seeing this correctly. It's quite early, it's 7:30. I am heading off to do an out of hours shift from 8 till 2. So I thought I would just come on and say a quick hello because I didn't come back on to see you yesterday, did I? And there's a bit of a reason for that. I was not feeling myself at all yesterday. I got worse and worse as the day went on. I've had, I would say, 2-3 days this week when mentally I've really been struggling with, I know it's ridiculous, isn't it, when you know, we're not in a war situation, are we? I think this is the thing. People keep comparing what we're going through to what people went through in the war, and then I feel really bad and really guilty for feeling the way I do. But yeah, I've had a couple of days this week when emotionally I've felt it's just been really difficult. My dad's ill again, as I said. Bronte's in Leicester and I've not seen her for weeks and I'm missing her, and she's been in hospital obviously 3 times during that time and I've not been able to see her, and I think sometimes it just gets a bit much, doesn't it? So anyway, on top of that, I did persevere with making the Vogue dress yesterday that I was showing you. That was the plan for yesterday, and I did it, and all the way through sewing it I wasn't feeling it at all. It felt like a chore more than enjoyment, and I should have stopped and just put it to one side and left it, which I did after lunch. I mean, it was so hot yesterday. After lunch, and the same on Saturday after lunch, I had a sleep because the heat, that kind of heat just wears me out and I just want to sleep. So yeah, I had a sleep yesterday afternoon, and when I woke up I felt a little bit better, so I thought I'll go finish off the dress. And then the band at the bottom, the contrast band at the bottom of that dress, I sewed on wrong, and I didn't realise I'd sewn it on wrong till I tried it on. So that sort of just ended the day on a sour note, shall we say. So I put it to one side, I left it, and yeah, I will look at that later. So I went to bed early last night. The weather has totally changed today, which we were expecting, but I'm actually really glad because I didn't get to go for my run yesterday and I really want to do my run. I'm planning 8 miles, and so after my shift today, I finish at 2, I'm going to come home and go for my run, and then hopefully catch up with the KB hangout, which will be on from 12. And yeah, then maybe tackle that dress and redo that contrast band later tonight. I'm just going to cut it off because even though I've tried the dress on, and even though I took out that extra, it's still really long. You know, the bits that dip down are almost on the floor, so I can easily because I've sewn that band on and I've also overlocked it as well, so it's not easy just to unpick it, especially in that fabric, because it's viscose, and viscose, when you unpick it, especially with overlocking, it tends to leave loads of marks and stretches out of shape, etc. So I'm just going to slice that off totally, and it will take about half an inch off, but so what, it's really long, it can take it. So yeah, I'm probably going to have a look at that later this evening. So yeah, so that's my day. That's all I've got to tell you really. This vlog this week is, I don't know what footage I've got. Obviously I'm going to edit it later and probably hopefully get it up tonight, if not it'll be tomorrow night. But I don't think it's very interesting this week because, as I say, I've had a couple of days where I've really just not been feeling myself at all and not felt like vlogging, and I think it's better to not vlog when I'm feeling like that and put out a really miserable vlog. You know, the whole point of me doing these vlogs is to try and cheer you guys up and help us all get through these times, etc. And I certainly don't want to be portraying my my emotional, I don't know, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, right, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to head off to work, to the out of hours service, and I'll probably see you all later. Right, I'm back from work and I've just got back from a 9-mile run. Just had a shower. So I thought I would show you what I've done to this dress. So as you can see, this is the front of the dress. So that's the centre front seam there. And this is the contrast at the bottom. So basically what I've done is, this is actually the side seam, or should be the side seam, and that's the front of the dress. What's at the side seam is the little sort of indentation there, and that should be at the front in the middle. If you look at the pattern, you can see that's how it should be in the middle, and I have sewn the side seam to the middle. So what I'm going to do is, I mean, obviously this is all nice and overlocked on as well, so I'm just going to cut this off because there is no way I am unpicking all that, because it's actually, there's quite a lot of volume here, Yeah, I'm just going to cut that straight off and restitch it back on the right way. So wish me luck. Right, so the dress is done. Ignore the fact that obviously you can see my bra straps because I would wear this with a strapless bra, but I'm going to put you down in a second so you can have a proper look. I have just turned my bedroom upside down looking for my belts because I've got loads of belts and I could only find 2. Anyway, husband came to the rescue and he's found them, which is amazing. So I've managed to put this on with a belt. Okay, so this is the dress and you can see, hopefully you can see just how long it is on me. And yeah, I really like it. Obviously it's got these gathers that go into the neckline. I would wear this with a skinny belt like I've done now, this gold one, which is the one that I was looking for. It's got this lovely sort of keyhole detail at the back just there with a little hook and eye at the top. And I really like the bottom as well, hopefully you can see that. Now, let me just grab your back. So it does use an awful lot of fabric. I got 5 meters in total and I've probably got about ½ meter of the coral viscose left. Actually it's probably more, there's probably about nearly 1 meter of the coral viscose left, but there isn't much of the peach at the bottom. I do really like this dress, but it is very long, so if you are going to make it, just be aware of that. I have shortened this pattern and I never shorten anything. I'm 5'10" for reference, and yeah, this is full length maxi on me now, and I've probably shortened it by about ½ inch. So if you are short, be aware of that. There are shorten lengthen lines on the pattern, so you know, it does show you where to use those if you need to shorten them, but you certainly won't need to lengthen it unless you're an absolute giant. So yeah, it's really lovely. This fabric was a nightmare to work with, I will be honest. It's not, I've pressed it, but it's not pressed very well, only because there's so much of it that I just wanted to quickly get it pressed and put it on so I could show you what it looks like. But it's nice to have a bit of a win. As I say, I have made this before. It does come with pockets, but I haven't put the pockets in. I decided to leave them out. I don't really know why the fabric was a nightmare, but it just was difficult to work with. So now I've got loads of belts all over my bed and a bit of a mess which I need to sort out and put away. Right, I am going to love you and leave you now. I don't think this week's vlog has been that exciting, to be honest, but it's been my life this week, so that's that. I'm going to be doing my next live stream on Friday, this coming Friday evening, 7:30, so I will put up a thumbnail for that, so I hope you can join me. Yeah, I'm going to go and watch Boris's announcement. He's doing a ministerial announcement on the next stage of our lockdown. By all accounts, from all the rumours in the media, it's a little bit of a confusing message that's been put across, but we'll see what he has to say. So I am going to leave you for now, and I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog, and I'll look forward to seeing you on Friday if you can join me for the live stream, and if not, I will see you next week. Take care, bye!